What is Super Auto Pets? We've explained Super Auto Pets in a few prior posts, but here's the SparkNotes version. You compose a team of pets, each having unique abilities, to battle against another team of pets. Win 10 rounds before losing all of your hearts, and you'll achieve victory. Even though the premise is straightforward, there isn't a tutorial mode to explain all the game mechanics. This can leave new players and even experienced battlers puzzled by what's happening in-game. In this guide, I'll explain all the core game mechanics of Super Auto Pets so you know what the heck is going on. Every round of Super Auto Pets starts with the shop phase. In the shop, you'll start with 10 gold to spend on a combination of pets and items. All pets cost 3 gold each, and the same goes for the majority of items. The one exception to this is the sleeping pill, which costs 1 gold. Additionally, you can roll your shop for 1 gold to get a new batch of pets and items to purchase. At any point, you can freeze a shop item or pet to ensure it isn't refreshed when you roll. The pet or item will stay in your shop until you unfreeze it. Experience is tracked in the yellow bar above your pets' heads. Each pet starts with 0 experience at level 1. When you combine 2 of the same pet, you end up with 1 pet that sums up the total experience of the individuals. Combining 2 level 1 pets that have no experience gives you a level 1 pet with 1 experience. You'll need 2 experience points to level up from level 1 to level 2. An additional 3 experience points are required to go from level 2 to level 3. You can also sell pets to receive extra gold. Each pet is worth its level regardless of how much experience it has earned. For example, a level 2 pet will sell for 2 gold, regardless of whether it has 0 XP or 2 XP. You can't carry over any gold between rounds, so you should make sure to take full advantage. In most cases, you want to maximize your spending and end the round with 0 gold. For certain pets, like the puppy and T-Rex, you need to end the round with gold remaining to receive their buffs. Buffs and status effects. Pets and items can buff your team. Some of these buffs are temporary, lasting only for the round you acquire them, and others are permanent. Generally, any buff applied during a battle is a temporary buff. These will wear off at the end of the battle. For example, when the ant faints in battle, it will apply a temporary buff to the health and strength of one friendly pet. Inversely, buffs that are obtained during the shop phase will usually be permanent. In the ant example, applying a sleeping pill in the shop phase will grant a permanent buff to a team member. One exception to the shop rule applies to certain foods and pets. These exceptions are called out in the description of the buff. The cupcake, for example, applies a buff for the current round which disappears after 1 fight. Luckily, there's also a visual indicator when your pet gains a temporary buff. The buffed stat will have a white line beneath it to highlight the non-permanent status. Temporary buffs are a great way to secure early wins, but you want to prioritize permanent buffs in the long term. The tier system in Super Auto Pets. Pets and items are grouped into tiers based on their relative strength in the game. Tier 1 pets and items are the weakest overall, and Tier 6 has the strongest abilities and effects in the game. When you first start the game, you'll only have access to Tier 1 pets. Every 2 turns, your available pool of pets and items will add the next tier to be purchased. Once a new tier becomes available, your total pets and items in the shop will increase. This means that the probability of seeing a given pet will decrease. Simply put, you are more likely to see more Tier 1 pets than Tier 6 over the course of a game. For a more in-depth look at the percentages, check out this helpful wiki. The game rewards you for leveling up pets by gifting you 1 pet from the next available tier of pets. You can level up your pets either by combining 2 of the same pet or by feeding one of your pets a piece of chocolate. Experience gets added together when combining pets. Since each level 2 pet has 3 experience points and 6 XP are required to get to level 3, you can combine 2 level 2 pets to level up to level 3. The Super Auto Pets shop has a maximum of 6 slots to display pets for purchase. You only get the bonus pet in the shop if you have enough space in your shop to spawn a new animal. It's advisable to level up your pets on odd-numbered rounds to get a nice power spike. For example, leveling up a pet on turn 3 will grant access to 1 Tier 3 pet for purchase. If your opponent hasn't yet leveled up any pets, you should have 1 animal that is a higher tier than theirs. Super Auto Pets Summons. Some pets summon other pets when they faint. Other pets gain a buff anytime you summon an animal. But what exactly is a summon in Super Auto Pets? Anytime a new pet is purchased or spawned on an empty slot of your team, that counts as a summon. Buying a duck on an empty slot? That's a summon. Your deer faints in battle and spawns a bus? That's a summon. Purchasing a sheep and immediately combining it with the sheep on your team? Not a summon. Pay close attention to which buffs require a summon to trigger versus just purchasing a pet. How do stats work in Super Auto? Each pet has both an attack and a health stat. The attack stat is overlaid on top of a gray fist icon. The health stat sits on a red heart. When you combine two of the same animal, the game will add +1 to the higher of both the health and attack stat. For example, if you combine a 3-1 pig with a 4-2 pig, the result will be a 5-3 pig. Experience points combine linearly, meaning you just add the total number of XP between the two pets. If the sum of this experience triggers a level up, you'll gain +1 tier pet bonus in the shop. Things do get a little more complex when combining pets that have experience points. The math works out to give you the higher stat plus the lower XP. To visualize this, imagine combining these two pets. A level 1 fish with 2 experience has 4 attack and 3 health, and a level 2 fish with 3 experience, 5 attack, and 4 health. The resulting fish will be level and have 7 attack and 6 health. This mechanic is a little complex, so it's better to play the game yourself and see what happens live. Passing on items. Item transfer isn't too complicated in Super Auto Pets. If only one of the pets has an item, the combination will keep that item. If both pets have items, you will lose that item from the animal being dragged over. Put differently, the animal that receives an upgrade will keep its food. Turn order in Super Auto Pets. Animal turn order is determined by the animal's attack stat. The animal with the highest attack stat will trigger its ability in battle first. Then, abilities are triggered by remaining pets by decreasing attack stat. This is important to note when competing against sniping opponents like dolphins and mosquitoes. If you need a specific endgame ability to be triggered to win your battle, try to buff the attack stat of that pet. Tying it all together. You should be better equipped to win matchups now that you know more about the game mechanics in Super Auto Pets. There's plenty more to learn when it comes to animal-specific abilities, though. The best way to improve your game sense is to practice different combinations of pets and items. You'll be a Super Auto Pets pro in no time.